you know, the fact is where every rally, especially it's political season right now, what you hear constantly is not about candidate's name, it's not about Bharatiya Janata Party, it's about basic inception, Kamal ka phool, Kamal ka phool. And, you know, one might argue that it was Nehru who picked the Kamal ka phool as a national flower, keeping in mind, you know, its history with India, what it symbolizes. But at that point of time, Kamal ka phool wasn't a symbol for the Bharatiya Janata Party, it wasn't an electoral symbol.
Lotus is a symbol of India itself, not only in India. If you check the world civilizations, for example, in the ancient Egypt, it is represented about afterlife, a rebirth after your death. That's what, you know, it symbolized in the Egyptian culture. Look at the Buddhist culture. When Lord Buddha attained nirvana, it is said a 1,000-petal lotus bloomed. Or even in both Hinduism and Buddhism, it is revered so much. And even in Christianity, many people in the in the Christian world associate Apostle Thomas, Saint Thomas of Holy Jesus Christ, coming to India, and lotus is being associated with him. So lotus has been a cultural symbol of India for past many thousand years. There are BJP, which is great prides in India's culture, maybe have taken that. So it is up to any Indian to take that. For example, we derive our tricolor from the Congress flag, which actually Gandhiji and Pingali Vengaya designed in 1921. So these are all cultural symbols of India. Rather than fighting politically, shouldn't we be proud that our lotus or Indian lotus is holding the globe and giving the message of Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam? What better than lotus to represent? For example, if you take the case of Tulsi, Tulsi is more associated with Hindu culture, the medicinal values and all. But lotus has a Indian universal connotation. How can we forget the cultural, civilizational, historical significance of lotus and only see through the party political prism? I believe Congress should be, more widening their views. The Congress party, which even had cow as their election symbol once. Indira Gandhi's one of the election symbols was vote for cow and calf. Forget all others now. From that great party which accepted Hindu sentiments and Indian cultural civilization, they have gone a hard left liberal line which is unrealistic and unbecoming of the Indian culture.
All right. Tehseen Poonawalla, the fact is, are we making, much ado about nothing where the opposition is concerned? The lotus as a flower is used in various pujas. In the Diwali puja, it's an eternal part. The lotus is a flower on many of our deities, Hindu deities rest on. So are we actually, making too much of using the lotus as a part of the G20 symbol? Because ultimately it's, signifies, symbolizes India. It's not religious to, say, Hindu culture. It encompasses what our cultural ethos is.
Good evening, Preeti. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Jai Ram to everyone. 2 or 3 issues. In the greatest book I have ever read, and perhaps the greatest mythological or epic in the world, the Mahabharata, Lord Krishna asks a question when Duryodhana tries to justify his wrongdoing through the prism of legality. Does morality override legality? It's a very important question that the Mahabharata poses before us. Does morality override legality? Does legality override morality? So sure, the BJP can take refuge in saying that legally we are correct. But just 4 days ago, and I'm quoting from India Today, the most honorable Prime Minister said, don't vote for anybody, just vote for Lotus. Now we are in election season. The Prime Minister of India has been pulled up by not the opposition but by the Election Commission of India, I'm quoting from India Today, for flaunting the Lotus symbol while he had gone to vote. This is in 2014. Now we have elections and the Prime Minister is unveiling the Lotus, saying that this represents India. Surely the Lotus represents India. Who's denying it? But so does the tiger. So does so many other symbols. So does the elephant. By the way, the parks that Mayawati ji has built, when there are elections, the elephant is covered by the Election Commission, it's covered. So why would you put something when the Prime Minister himself has said, don't vote for anything but the Lotus? Only look at the Lotus, don't even look at the name of the candidate, you're voting for me. Vote for the Lotus, vote for me.
But Tehseen, by that virtue of fact, if Mayawati wanted,
argument. Let me come to a...
Yeah, make your point.
I made a political argument. Now let me make another argument. When you say that, look, it is the symbol for India, I agree, it is the symbol for India. Nobody is denying that the Lotus is the symbol for India. But the fact of the matter is, there were so many other symbols you could have taken from. And the fact is that Rahul Easwar rightly said, that when Mrs. Gandhi said vote for the cow and the calf, and the Congress is the Hindu party in this country, the Congress never made it a symbol for some event that they were having. And when the BJP spokesperson says Lotus is very revered, of course it's revered, but so is the hand. Every single god and goddess blessing us.
All right, I want to bring in Anila Singh back into this conversation. But Tehseen, on the other account, there is also an argument. You talk about all the elephants being shrouded at a time of elections or covered when Mayawati was in power. You can't cover lotuses as you can't cover the jhadu. You know, those things cannot happen. You can't go to ponds and cover lotuses as well. But I will bring in...
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that.
Okay,
but
make your
I'm
point.
saying when the Prime Minister is saying vote for the Lotus, he's displaying a Lotus as a event that, or as a organization that he's
Fair enough.
chairing.